Hello and welcome to another video by ieltsclassesonline.com. In this video, we will explain the entire general training test format and give you valuable tips, which can significantly improve your band score. Tell us in the comment what other topics you want us to discuss through videos.
We conduct online courses for IELTS academic and general training preparation. Write to us for more details.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we keep making more videos for you. If you are not aware, let me tell you a little about IELTS General Training Test. It is a standardized English proficiency test for those who want to live permanently in an English-speaking country, or work or study. This test assesses your listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. It is mandatory to submit your IELTS score along with your application for immigration, in some countries. The higher your score, the more points you get. So a high score in IELTS will definitely increase your chance of obtaining the visa.
The test gives score between 1 to 9, 0 being absent, 1 being lowest. And 9 is the highest you can get. You will be scored between 1 and 9 in all the 4 skills. Your overall score is the average of the 4 scores.
This chart gives you what band you would get for the number of correct answers in listening and reading test. You can save this and use it to check your score after you attempt a practice test.
Let us talk about the test format.
Here is a bird's eye view of the test. The 4 parts, with their timing. We will examine each part in detail and share relevant tips on how to master them.
First is the listening test. In the listening test, there will be 4 parts or sections, marked clearly in the booklet or computer screen. Each section has 10 questions. You will hear 4 audio clips, 1 for each part, played back to back. You will have to fill in the right word or words from what you will hear. Note that the audio clips are not repeated. Also, you cannot control the speed or pause any clip. You will need to answer questions connected to the recordings ranging from multiple choice to matching information. Headings, features and sentence endings, as well as sentence summary, a table, diagram, or flow chart completion. The test center will provide you headphones and you must check if they are working, and that there is no noise. If you are going for pen and paper-based IELTS, you will get an extra 10 minutes at the end of the test to transfer your answers to your answer sheet. For computer-based tests, you get 2 minutes extra at the end of the test to check your work.
Here are the details of the 4 audio clips. Recording 1 will be a conversation between 2 people set in an everyday situation. Recording 2 is a monologue set in a social context, for example a speech about local facilities. Recording 3 is a conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context. For example, a university tutor and 2 students discussing an assignment. Recording 4 will be a monologue on an academic subject, like a university lecture. Here is a sample of a listening task. You will hear the audio while the test booklet or screen is in front of you. While listening to the clip, find the missing word or information and write. If you are appearing for the pen and paper test, you can write the answers in the test booklet first. Then at the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes time to transfer the answers to the answer sheet.
You can also get a map like this, and while listening to the audio clip, mark the places. This is section 3 of the test, which is generally an academic situation with more than 2 people talking in detail about something.
Computer-based IELTS screen for listening test would look like this. You may have to type in your answer, or use drag and drop, to put the correct word or phrase in the given space. You must ensure that you follow the instructions completely. This is a common mistake students make. Not following instructions will make you lose marks, even if the answer is correct. If you are asked to write one word only, and you write 2, like instead of writing boy, you write the boy, it will be marked wrong.
Prepare yourself for what is coming. You are given a few seconds to look at the questions before the audio clips are played. Look at the topic and sentences below. This can give you an idea of what are you about to hear, and what information should you look for to fill in the blank spaces or match from a list. The only way to master this is to practice more and more.
One thing you must be careful about in the IELTS test is that they will not always use the same word in the audio and test paper. You will find synonyms of the word. Be prepared to listen to something similar, but not exactly as given in the test.
This is what your listening answer sheet looks like. Cross-check your answers before entering them on the answer sheet at the end of the pen and paper test.
We now come to the reading test. The reading test is made up of 40 questions which are based on 3 long texts. The questions range from multiple choice to identifying information and a writer's views or claims. Matching information, headings, features and sentence endings, sentence summary, note, table, diagram label or flowchart completion, and short answer questions. It is very important to try and answer every question, as a blank answer will get no marks. The reading part of the IELTS test will be different for the academic and general training tests. However, the number of questions and the questions types will remain the same for both test types.
The general module includes comparatively easier texts from social, academic, and work contexts. The reading test focuses on situations you might face in everyday life, work-related issues, such as applying for a job, and topics of general interest. The extracts in each section are taken from books, magazines, newspapers, notices, advertisements, company handbooks, and guidelines.
Here are the 3 sections of reading test of general training. Section 1 looks at your social survival skills. The questions relate back to short texts that are relevant to everyday life in an English-speaking country. These might be notices, advertisements or timetables. Section 2 takes a closer look at your workplace survival skills. The texts here are taken from job descriptions, contracts, staff development and training manuals, as well as pay and workplace condition documents. Section 3 contains a long and more complex text on a topic of general interest. Texts could be taken from newspapers, magazine or books.
Here are some sample question types of reading passages. There may be paragraph to headline matching and various other type of questions also. You can get some true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given type of questions.
Here is what headline matching type of questions look like. At times, there may be some other information which you will have to match, like matching statements with the names of the scientists, or paragraphs where the information is found.
This is the reading test answer sheet for the pen and paper test takers.
Computer-based test will have the reading text on the left side and questions on the right side of the screen. You may have to type or drag and drop the answers.
Skim the passages quickly, get an overview of the main ideas. Practice scanning to quickly find specific information, and skimming to get an overall impression by reading main idea. You must start reading more and more to practice these techniques. Look for the main headings in the passage and the questions. Go directly to the section from where the questions have come.
Remember to look for synonyms, not exact words. Like in this example, projects which are underway is same as ongoing tasks.
And the same thing here. Request information is given in the question, whereas the text says, ask about. Be alert so that you do not waste your time in searching.
Let us look at this passage and try to find the correct answer by eliminating the wrong options. Pause the video and read the passage first.
If you have not done yet, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, so that we keep making more videos for you. The question asks, why was it a good time for Marshall's discovery? Let us look at the first option. Did you notice it? While the first part of the option A is correct, but look at the second part. Does the passage say anywhere that there were men needing work? No, we cannot assume anything on our own. The answer must come from the passage only. Hence, this is not the correct answer. We can eliminate it. Now, we have to check the remaining three options.
The second option talks about Marshall's expertise in water power. Let us verify that with the passage.
But does the passage mention his expertise in water power?
On the contrary, it mentions that although Marshall working on a water-powered project, he was actually a carpenter. He was working on a water-powered sawmill, but not an expert in water power. Options like these are put there to confuse the reader. Be aware of answers like option A and B. They have similar phrases, but in a different context.
So, option B is also eliminated. We are now left with C and D.
Let us look at option C. It says that the population of California had begun to increase rapidly. Let's check this with the passage.
Again, while the population figures are mentioned in the passage, does it say anywhere that the population had begun to increase rapidly?
No, it does not say anything anywhere about the increase of population. Hence, we eliminate this option as well. Now, for the last option. Since we have already eliminated 3 options, the one left is, obviously, the correct answer. Yet, let us cross-check with the passage.
Option D says that the region was about to come under the control of the US. And a similar statement is found in the passage. Since the option is supported by the passage, it is the correct answer.
While this was relatively easy to answer, if you ever come across a difficult question, use the elimination method to narrow down your choices. Even if you can eliminate 2 out of 4 options, your chances of marking the correct option double, from 25% to 50%.
There will be different types of questions in the reading section. Practice and see which one is the easiest for you, and attempt those type of questions first. This way, you can give more time to the difficult ones later. Allocate your time wisely to ensure you can answer all the questions.
Now, the writing test. In the writing test, you will have to complete 2 tasks in 60 minutes. Task 1 will be a letter, while Task 2 will be an essay. Let us see Task 1 first.
In General Training Writing Task 1, you will be given a situation where you will need to write a letter to request information or explain the situation. The letter could be formal, semi-formal or informal. Examiners will look at your ability to provide general and factual information in relation to the task, express needs, wants, likes and dislikes, opinions, views and complaints.
This is what an informal letter in General Training Task 1 would look like. Here too, the word limit is minimum 150 words. The maximum limit is not specified.
We also have an explanatory video on General Training Task 1. It will explain the different type of letters and how to write them. The link is given in the description.
We now come to Task 2 of the writing task. In writing Task 2, you will be presented with a point of view, argument, or problem. The topics can range from the environment to immigration, culture, and even technology. You might be asked to agree or disagree with a point of view or argument, discuss 2 opposing views, write about the advantages or disadvantages of a topic, or explain a given problem, or the cause of a problem and offer a solution. In Task 2, the minimum word limit is 250 words. Less than 250 words will make you lose marks.
This is the standard structure of writing Task 2. You will write an introduction where you will introduce the topic and state your main point. Then you will write the body paragraphs. Here, you will present arguments and evidence to support your main idea. Your first paragraph to have the strongest argument. And the second paragraph will have next point or counter argument. You may have a third paragraph also. Then finally, conclusion. Here you will summarize your main points and restate your position. Make sure that you stick to this format in Task 2.
This is what the writing answer sheet may look like for pen and paper candidates.
The computer-based test takers will have their task on the left side of the screen and a blank space on the left side to write their answer.
Similar screen will be there for task 2, with the task on the left and your writing space on the right. You can move between task 1 and task 2 during the writing test. This is the most important tip: planning. Many students start writing before they plan out the entire essay. As a result, they get stuck midway and cannot go forward. More than that, they have wasted their precious time writing an incomplete essay. Always plan before you start your essay. Spend some minutes organizing your ideas and thoughts before you start writing. Think about the arguments or points, vocabulary. Think of an impressive start, or what examples you want to add, and where would you put them. Think how can you rephrase the topic. You will have to do it once in the introduction, and then again in the conclusion.
Writing extra words to explain anything is never a good idea. It makes your idea repetitive, and in a language test, you may lose marks. So write in a crisp and concise manner without being repetitive. For example,
I read in order to learn more about the world.
I read to learn more about the world.
He'll be back in a period of time.
He'll be back later.
We travel so that we can explore the world.
We travel to explore the world.
An essential aspect of effective writing is the variety of sentences you use. Employing a range of sentence types not only enhances your writing but also showcases your mastery of the English language. While simple sentences are often used by beginners, relying too heavily on them in your essay can significantly lower your score. Try to strike a balance by incorporating complex and compound sentences to demonstrate your linguistic proficiency.
Here is the same simple sentence, converted into a compound sentence.
And now see all the three types of sentences together. You can see the difference in these three sentences. Your examiner can see this difference too. Please note that we do not want you to write only in complex sentences. Rather, you must make a mix of all of these types of sentences in your writing. To understand what grammatical range means, watch this video. We have a full video explaining simple, compound and complex sentences. It will explain the different types of sentences and how they impact your writing. You will find it on our YouTube channel. Proofread your writing. Make sure you check for any errors in grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Spelling and punctuations are commonly made mistakes by students in the writing test due to time pressure or carelessness. Remember, this is a test of your English, so proofread your essays, look for minor and major errors. A few mistakes are overlooked, but it happens across the essay, you will lose marks. Missing a comma could be a disaster. Missing a preposition, comma or wrong spelling in a lot of places will be noted and your score brought down. So, always proofread before submitting your essay.
Finally, we come to speaking test. The speaking test will assess your proficiency in spoken English. It is conducted face-to-face with a trained examiner, and all speaking tests are recorded. The speaking test is made up of 3 parts and takes between 11 to 15 minutes overall. In Part 1, the examiner will ask you about yourself and general questions from common topics like work, family, studies, interests, and hobbies. In Part 2 of the speaking test, you will be given a card with a topic and asked to talk about it for 2 minutes. You will have 1 minute to prepare for your topic and a pencil and paper to draft your response. Part 3 is a 2-way conversation, and the examiner will ask questions related to the topic discussed in Part 2. The speaking test may be conducted on the same day as the other tests or a week before or after the other test parts.
We have a full video to explain the speaking task of IELTS. It explains all the 3 parts in detail, and shows the sample answers for questions that are generally asked in the speaking test. There are also several samples of common speaking topics for Part 2. The link of the video is in the description. You can enroll in our online courses and discover how to ace the test, build a strong vocabulary, get additional writing and speaking templates, learn from the ready-made samples, practice with expert supervision, and much more.
Speak clearly and confidently. Maintain eye contact with the examiner. Eye contact shows confidence. Don't overdo the eye contact. It will seem you are trying to intimidate the examiner. An option is to give a soft look at the examiner's forehead, then look at the wall behind the examiner, then again look at the forehead at a relaxed pace.
Do not worry about your accent, or try to copy a different accent. It does not have any impact on your score. Just speak clearly so that the examiner can understand you.
Use a range of vocabulary and grammar structures. This will demonstrate your language proficiency. You will be marked for the vocabulary that you use in your answers. You might be fluent in speaking, but if the words that you use are basic, your score in the lexical resource criteria will fall drastically. Don't use extremely rare, unheard words. Rather, you are expected to use less common words which fit in the situation. So if you have to say fat, try saying chubby or plump.
Replace thin with slender or lean.
Use diligent or industrious in place of hardworking.
Give detailed and relevant answers. Expand on your answers to show your ability to express yourself. Expanding on answers in the IELTS speaking test is essential to demonstrate your fluency, vocabulary, and ability to elaborate. Let us show you some examples. Do you like traveling?
Yes, I enjoy traveling.
While this is correct, it will not get you more than Band 5, as it shows lack of words to speak more. Do you like traveling?
Yes, I love traveling because it allows me to explore new cultures, meet interesting people, and taste different cuisines. For example, last year, I visited Japan, and I was fascinated by the rich history and the warm hospitality of the locals.
See the difference?
What's your favorite type of weather?
I enjoy summers the most.
What's your favorite type of weather?
I enjoy sunny weather the most because it lifts my mood and makes outdoor activities enjoyable. I remember last summer when I went hiking with friends. The clear skies and warm sunlight made the experience unforgettable.
What do you do in your free time?
I usually do painting in my free time. I love to paint.
What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I enjoy painting. I love the process of choosing vibrant colors and creating something unique. It's both relaxing and rewarding, especially when I finish a piece and hang it on my wall.
You do not have to start speaking the second you hear the question. You can pause to think your answer. But don't take too long to start your answer. The examiner may think you have not understood the question.
Here are some common tips to help you prepare for IELTS test.
Practice regularly. Familiarize yourself with the test format and question types. Use original Cambridge papers and assess yourself. We have some recommended books and practice tests on our website. Do visit and order books you like. You can find Cambridge IELTS papers, books to develop your vocabulary and improve grammar, writing practice, and many more.
Improve your vocabulary and grammar. Focus on common IELTS vocabulary and grammar structures. Vocabulary is not acquired in a day. Keep reading and practicing as much as you can.
Develop your reading and listening skills. Practice active listening and reading strategies.
Manage your time effectively. Allocate time wisely during the exam. Practice a full-length test in one sitting.
Practice speaking fluently and confidently. Record yourself speaking and analyze your performance. Better still, practice with a friend to get that feeling of an actual speaking test.
Get in touch with professional trainers at ieltsclassesonline.com to improve your score.
With consistent effort and effective preparation, you can achieve a high band score in IELTS General Training.
Remember to practice regularly, seek feedback, and stay motivated.
If you need any help or support, please get in touch with us.
We can create a course just to take care of your areas of improvement.
Here is a sample 7-day plan for IELTS test preparation. You may play around with it, as per your requirement. Get in touch with us if you need a specific plan just for you.
For this video, we use some public content from the ielts.org and the British Council websites. This video is just a small sample of the practice we do in our class. We offer one-on-one courses for academic and general training. You can design your own course, depending on what you require. You can join the intensive course to build up vocabulary and practice for several hours under guidance of Master Trainer. Or book a shorter, 10-hour course to understand the test format and practice. Write to us and ask for a free trial class.
Subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments what other videos you want. We will be happy to help.
Write to us at contact@ieltsclassesonline.com.